Hey all, Hertz here. Welcome back to episode 18 of the last Railbook. In the last episode, we continued building out solar. We made a whole bunch of spidertrons. In between episodes, I made this base here for turning stone directly into landfill. I made a bunch of spidertron landfill bots. Um, we kind of decided here is where the rail line is going to, or the bottom of the mega base is going to start. We're going to need to, landfill in a bunch of these, like, lakes that are here. So that's what all those spidertrons are for. Um, what else? I added a second solar and accumulator factory right here just to step up the production. Um, And this caused us to have a little bit of a steel problem. When both of these factories are cranking at full rate, I have a steel problem, so I upgraded everything back to steel into blue circuits. And then I kind of realized that these couple of builds here for steel don't allow for expansion. Like, I haven't upgraded these to the version 3 yet, but let me just place the overlay. We haven't had, um, really haven't had issues with iron and copper. But so that's what the fully upgraded uh, iron or copper smelting stack looks like. It's just a couple more, what is it? 2, 4, 6, 8. So it's 24 more steel smelters and it upgrades everything to blue belt. Um, so I figured since we have space to upgrade steel, what I did was I changed the steel blueprint a little bit. So we're going to jump over into the um, blueprint planner and I'm going to show you what I did. Well, first off, if you remember, I had to place, when we were placing the smelters down, I kind of placed the level 3 smelter down, or like at least had the ghost up so that we could measure where the bottom of the smelting line would be. What I did was I upgraded the version 2 and the version 1 to just have the belt go all the way down so it's flush with the bottom of here. So when you place it next time, just place from the end of the belt to hook it up to the balancer before you bring it onto the bus. So that's step 1. So I just changed these blueprints to have this extra bit of belt go down so you know how long the version 3 of the smelter will be. And then I switched the steel smelters to have this space to add a couple more. There's room for 8 more steel smelters in here and 8 more here. So the version 2 of the steel smelting column looks like this, and version 3 will look like this. This doesn't actually help you any, because you can't get enough, having the blue belt doesn't help you any, because you can't get enough um, ore onto the line. Or you get too much ore, and these can't keep up with the amount of ore that comes in the line. It'll keep up with a red belt. But I mean, when you're getting towards the end of the intermediate base, you just kind of upgrade all the belts. So that's what that looks like. Um, and then I'm going to show you another concept. Let's do this a bit. Okay. I'm just going to... Well, here's what an entire block, I'm calling these like a grid square. I don't know what else to call this. This is what one of the blocks looks like for the Megabase. So there are 3 slots for a factory in here. Um, I I'm going to try to keep them all the exact same factory. Um, and then there's like the output here, and this allows those trains to go up to the next level. So generally, the more like raw materials will be at the bottom of the megabase, and the more refined materials will be towards the top. So things like, just like the iron and copper smelting will be towards the bottom. The steel brick or the stone brick smelting will be further up top because the only thing that uses stone brick later on are the sciences. I don't think there's anything else besides just our building hub is stone brick. So yeah, walls are used in military science, and yeah, concrete really is used. So they'll be feeding military science and our hub up top. But real quick, let me just show you kind of the versatility of the of this concept of having these what I'm calling grid squares. So I'm just going to delete this whole thing. Um, and we'll make another one. There's I placed a blank version of this. Let me quickly change the mod settings um, for this. The blueprint sandbox, so it'll continually scan the chunks. That is helpful. So when we go back to the map, there's all of that has been deleted. There you go. It's updating what happened. All right, so I'm going to pull out the blueprint book. This is in the Megabase book. Right here is the blank grid square. Just do that. So I'm going to place this down. Once again, this has the snap so that everything is lined up correctly in the chunks. Notice I have chunks on again. So when I place this down, that's placed down. Now what I can do is if I want this to be um, if I want it to be iron smelting, all I need to do is place 1, 2, 3. Now I have iron smelting bases for each of those. And then I can just come over here into the railbook and connect these straight sections up. And now let's see, I have the ability to turn about 100k ore a minute into about 120, 130k iron plate that quickly. So then the idea is we're just going to snap these kind of sections together. I've done the math on this, and you need quite a few. So we're going to need, I think it's 6 iron grid squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 8 of them of copper. you know, 6 of green circuits. So this just allows us to, like, I don't know, wield a larger paintbrush of what we're going to be doing. So what I'm going to start by doing is when we're starting to build the mega base here, I'm going to build a couple. I'm going to build a couple of these next to each other. And we're just going to keep building them out. Um, so we're going to build like the sections for all of these. So we're going to use a ton of rail, getting the first couple of these sections laid out, and then we're going to keep building them. And then I'm going to slowly go through and like start placing the bases in. The bases take a ton of material. Each one of these are pretty big. So if we look at, I mean, so like the iron plate smelter here, just by itself is like, 2K blue belts, 400 production modules. There's like quite a lot of material in each one of these. So we'll start by just maybe making just like, one iron plate, one um, copper plate, one green circuit, and then we'll aim towards getting the hub created. It'll take a couple more things. We'll need to get steel um, and such, but all right, and I'll go over another little bit here. There's so if you look at each of these bases, they all kind of are designed to line up in this concept. Some might be a little bit taller than others. There are a couple of exceptions in this. So if they're shorter than the other ones, if they don't fill this all the way up, you just go in and you go to the last rail book and get this 2-lane straight piece and just fill as many as you need to connect the top of the base. So if you look, there's green, here's red. So red only, you can only fit 2 in here. You can't fit the one in the middle. So you go on the outside and the inside. That's an exception. Um, and having this little thing go in here like this, it really doesn't matter. You can just leave it. If you want to tidy that up, go for it. Um, let's see, blue fits there. Oil, it's modules, batteries, stone brick, rocket fuel. You need like 8 rocket fuel. That one fits perfectly. So most of these will fit. The exceptions are when we start to get to the science. Um, so science, this blue science needs 1 more height. So you might have to build this thing. Now, if you look, this this blank grid square thing, I built that all using the last rail book. I mean, every single one of these pieces is just a piece in here, right? That one's the crossover. Go back. And then this is the cross. So there's a method to how these are all made. Um, I believe there are 5 of the straight pieces across, 5 of the straight pieces, and then the intersection. And then there's like, I don't know, was it one crossover, then 3, then the 2-lane pull, then 1 a crossover, and then 4 straights. And that pattern repeats to here. And then this has the 3 straights, I'll cross over one straight and then the 2-lane pole. So, I mean, that's the pattern. If you need to change the pattern for science to make this a little bit higher, you can just add in a straight section or two up here. But so blue is a little bit taller. Purple, I'll probably fix this. I'll probably move everything over so that this just lines up with that one on the top. But yellow is too higher. Um, what else? The rocket silos are one higher. Military science is one higher. And then this is the end. So like at the very end, when you do the actual bring all the science packs in and you're actually doing the research in the labs, um, you just place this one on either a 2-lane pole or whatever you want to do. Um, and so that's kind of it here. The hub also is a little bit special. The hub feeds the 1-1 trains, so the trains that are in our intermediate base that are 1-1 trains, which are um, the nuclear fuel, the heavy oil, and the logistics spots. These feed those trains, those 1-1 trains. So you'll need to do a little something odd up here to feed those 1-1 trains. Um, Now, some of the things you can do to kind of make that work, and this is, I usually have this kind of off to the side, so this isn't like in the middle of the base. This is kind of off to the side of the base. So some of the things you can do to deal with the trains being a little bit off. Okay, so where this one is coming up there, I'm just going to go through and delete say everything from here over to there. Okay. Why is there one little thing there? Okay, I'm just gonna place the hub down. Then I'm gonna go into the last rail book. I'm gonna do this is the 2-lane pole. I'm gonna put that there, that there. Then I'm just gonna connect those by straight sections. And do another straight and a cross. So a straight and a cross. And then the reason why these are exactly the reason why we have these kind of shift up or shift down, or I sometimes call them slides. So we can do that there. And that just solves our problem. Now you can do that with the science up top too if you don't want to change everything. So even the purple science, if you remember, you can just kind of like rebuild this line right here, so it just accommodates it. Um, I will probably change the purple science so it lines up directly. But if not, like you can use the techniques I just showed you to accommodate that. So that being said, um, what we're going to do is we're going to start placing our rail. We're going to start making the first kind of little bit of rail up there. I'm going to get the landfill spidertrons up here too. So in the meantime, I'm just going to go over there and I'm going to replace the steel smelters. So I'm not gonna. Alright, I'm just gonna cut out the guts of them. This is gonna fill up my inventory. I need to do that from further away. So let's do that again. Alright, well. That has used all of the construction bots. Where is everybody? Are they all just right here? Yeah, they sure are. Huh. So this isn't going to drastically change our steel production, but so when you're doing your playthrough, you're going to notice that the steel book is the steel smelters are going to be a little bit different in the blueprint book because I've removed the old ones and added these new ones. I will probably make an addendum at the end of this series to just kind of list out all of the changes um, that I made to the blueprint book. I'm keeping a journal of it. We'll see how accurate that is, because oftentimes I just make a change and don't even think about it. But or some of them I just did it on the video. I actually made the change right there in the video. So when these finish, which might take a second. Maybe I need more construction bots. I'm gonna just kick this up a couple. I'm gonna kick it up to like 6,000. Okay. Oh, I need to delete this too. Hmm. Otherwise, the belts will mix, which will be very bad. By mixing the belts, I mean the ore will get mixed into this line that has this steel. Um, I'm sure this absolutely tanked our power. Alright, let's look back up in the map. Oh, also in the between episodes, I've been having these spidertrons continuing to just scout what's out here. But alright, we can start placing our first uh bit of rail up here. So, to give you an idea, one of these sections is about as big as our base is, right? Um, so this is, we're gonna need, it's something like 12 wide. So this is probably gonna be about the center line of it. Um, just want to get it over this in case we're going to, so we're gonna have a spot down here that are gonna produce the trains and send them just into the network. And since the trains are all are pre-programmed, like once you just hit, go or switch them to automatic, they'll just do the right thing. You don't really have to worry about it. Um, so let's get. I think we're gonna place that about there. And then I'm just going to have these guys I'm just going to have them trace this whole section. And it probably goes up that far. And let's see. I'm going to send these spots over here. And we're going to start to fill in that lake. Oh, okay, so the bots are out of energy. I'm gonna just sit here for a second and let the bots recharge. And so this will be our first cell. It looks like that one is copper. I've got a, I just kind of drew a little chart next to me. It basically has, as I say, that the more raw products towards the bottom, and the more processed products towards the top. The things like low density structures, rocket control units, and rocket fuel are towards the top, and modules are up there too. But then towards the bottom, it's like the the ore smelting, uh, green circuits, oil, that type of stuff, like that first level processing. And then like above that is like red circuits and sulfur and plastic and stuff like that. Um, so, um, another thing I do kind of want to get in before too long is um, since we're going to be adding a bunch of trains and such, they're all going to need to be fueled. I want to get the um, so we should get at least some iron, some copper, some steel, and then green circuits. Let's see, oil and plastic and red circuits. And then I'll probably make the hub. And then I'll make uranium processing because that takes so long. But uranium is needed to make the rocket, or not the rocket fuel, the nuclear fuel. So I'm going to make sure all those things are. That's kind of the order of how we're going to build things. Um, and I am going to do quite a bit of this off camera. Um, because a lot of it is going to be coming back to base, making another one of these cells, having the spidertrons scout what's to the left and right of the base. Um, the other reason why I'm having them scout is so I can figure out where like large ore patches are and such, so we can set up our mining depots. But so I just wanted to show everyone what like doing each of these steps looks like. Okay, let's get these on the edge. And I'm just gonna... I usually make that as large as a chunk when placing landfill with these spots, but I mean, you can just go. You can't place where radar is not um, active. We're just gonna paint in all this. Are you not? There you go. just gonna, I don't know, walk the guys around. Okay, let's go back to the train guys. Oh, it looks like some of these guys are just falling behind. You just make sure you don't lose your bots. That I've also set up, I don't know if I showed this, but in the logistics for the spidertrons, they have wood, stone, and coal set to 0. So when we get back to the base, they'll just dump all of that into the logistics network, which is nice. So it's not in their inventory. I just want to let all these bots get caught up and back inside. Okay. And then we'll just take them. Alright. Let's get more of these going. I don't really need to go much further south than this, so I'm gonna work on kind of going across from here. Like, if that's a lake, it doesn't really matter. Because the rail's gonna go... I think the bottom is this chunk, so I did one too many. So, let me just... There we go. Just get them over here. Let's finish that. We'll just continue walking them down. Green guy over here, down here. We should be running out of landfill here pretty quick. I think we have enough to... If all of these guys are filled, it's enough to fill up, I think it's 43 chunks. It's 43,000 landfill. Okay. One of the things I kind of forgot to do was, let me get out of here. I never made... Never made the power armor. So I did set this up to put 5 of those. Um, 25 speed, low density structures. And I accidentally left these on, so they made a ton of electric engines. Low density structures, 10. All right. That... I will get normal bots in my inventory instead of these crazy ones that go at light speed. Yeah, they're still 435. So yeah, they're going to 460 kilometers. I'm going to do that. I'll put you with all your stuff in there. And now I need to... It gives me a little bit more inventory. Alright. I need a couple of these. So I'm just gonna make another spidertron to be my taxi. I don't know what. Sure, you'll be the black one, or should I? I'll make it the bright white. How about that? Just so it'll stand out. Those, and then just... That's not really gonna carry much. Uh, hmm. I'm gonna have this carry like the weird esoteric things. Um, I'm trying to think of what are the weirdo things. I can't even think. One of the things I do need to do is get most of this stuff out of my inventory and then have my character have um, let's just say like some things I want to have on me when we're walking about. Uh, so I'm just gonna. Oh, that's what I'll do. I'll have this carry some trains so I can, if I need to make a train out in the field. That's a good idea. So, how many? Each train has 4, so I'm going to make that 40. And then 16 times 5 is 80. No, wait, 16 times 10. Yeah, that's 160. And then I'll just have enough to make. Oh, let's call that 80 and 80. And we'll call that good. So yeah, this guy will just, oh, you need bots. Okay, I know I can use more. I think I can use more. Oh, no, that's just enough. Perfect. That makes the charging area pretty small, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. Um, I can just walk exactly over where I want to walk. All right, and let's get. Let's make you. So the white one will be my taxi. And then, oh, my power armor. think that should do it. There. I'll help out at nighttime. Okay, so that guy's pretty fast. Let's go back up. It looks like they're out of rail, so let's bring them back. That's interesting. I'm gonna need to make a couple more spidertrons for the for rail because I want them to be able to at least put together one of those entire sections or these entire grid squares. So we still have this whole bit here that's not done. This little bit over here. So I'm gonna need at least 2 or 3 more. Gonna have them come in here. And have them get close to where everything's produced, so the bots don't have to travel too far. Alright, let's see. We took all of that out. Let's put in... I'll show you what I mean with the steel smelters. So the V1, what was there? What I switched was I left those gaps, and now with the V2 it fills in those gaps. And I'm just putting this to V3 because the belt's already upgraded. And then I just need to connect those. And between episodes, I'll do this side as well. I may just ekes out a little bit more steel. Between episodes, I will also place down more of these. There's a spot in there for the I need to just maybe I'll just make a blueprint for this to get the the one with the radar. Currently, there's one with the radar in the middle, and then one with roboports all around it. That's the stamp that I'm putting down. Let me just do that. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Since we have all the different spidertrons, I'm just trying to keep them all busy. So these are the scouts. Let's see, which one are you? You can tell which one it is if you pick up the remote. That little white thing will go around it. So this guy's stuck. We don't know what this lake looks like, so let's just do that. We continue landfilling with these guys. But yeah, so I will just continue doing stuff like this off camera, because once you've seen how to do it, it's not very fun to just sit and watch someone place landfill or rail. So those guys are all getting refilled with all their little goodies. Also, between episodes, I switched up the count numbers for a lot of these. Like for belt, those are both at 4K now, so there's 8K belt just sitting in the base. There's, I know I did it for rail. Like all the rail pieces, I upped them quite a bit. Um, because we're just going to be placing down tons of rail. So, let's see. Is there anything else? Just drop something on the floor. Yeah, so we're just gonna keep doing that. I'm gonna get more spidertrons for rail. I'm going to make another one of these little bases down here for landfill. I might have two different groups doing landfill at a time, or just two different groups at the same spot doing landfill at the same time. So I could have like a light green and a dark green group, and that's probably what I'll do. The spidertrons are super useful for doing multiple tasks at the same time. Um, so like maybe one of them's refilling while the other one's out there placing landfill. But anyway, thanks all for picking up what I'm putting down. We'll see you next time for episode 19 of the last Railbook.